I got a message from him in the comments that this was one of his first fantasy leagues. He hopped in with some really sharp guys
Mm.
and maybe got a little bit abused in the startup draft.
All right, welcome back to the desk.
Welcome back.
We've
Got another roster review on our hands today.
and
This is Teams Daniels dudes in
yep.
a 12-team Superflex league. This would be a fairly normal team if you
Mhm.
had gotten your 26 and 27 first, but because you didn't, looking a little bit underpowered, and certainly compared to some of the contenders will pop up on the screen over the
Yeah,
course of the video. I don't think you've got the juice this year. I think we should commit to the rebuild. Carson, what are your thoughts?
I agree. I mean, first of all, thanks for sending in the roster review. I agree that the team we're looking at here is a rebuild, and that's okay because you've got a couple really key guys who I think could reload your future a little bit, 2027 especially, and get you back to where you need to be in a couple of years. So,
Yep.
without further ado,
Yeah, let's hop into it. First order of business for me on this roster would be trying to secure your own 2027 first back.
yeah,
And to try to do that, if at all possible, before you've thrown away a bunch of your contending assets,
hmm
right? Because if somebody sees, oh, he's trying to get his rebuild, they're going to want to hose you for the first. But at the moment, if he won't give you your first back, then we don't care how many points we score. If we
yeah,
end up in the middle of the pack, we end up in the middle of the pack, right? Whereas if you're able to get your own first back, then you can do the things where you trade for injured players, trade for players that are likely to perform better in future years, and benefit as well from dropping off that production.
yeah.
So the
So,
guy that has your first is
Mystique,
MRD Mystique.
yeah,
Um, I'm looking at his team. I see a possible contender.
hmm
He's got Brock Purdy, Malik Willis, H.A.N. Brees Hall, Rashee Rice, Jalen Waddle, Luther Burden. Um, Certainly not yet contending with all of the top teams, but he could be with the right trades. Carson, what do you think? What do you think are some offers that we might make this team?
Well, two come to mind. Both of them have maybe a little bit of sticker shock. First one is Jaden Daniels and Michael Pittman for Tootin, Purdy, and your first round pick back. When I saw this initially too, it was like Jaden Daniels, dang. But Tootin's going to be starting running back for the Jags. Purdy is rock solid points producer under Kyle Shanahan offense. So as long as he's there, both of them are there. You feel like you know what you're going to get. And then, as Cam mentioned a minute ago, you get your first round pick back, which kind of gives you a little more control of your fate throughout the year. Second one would be Pittman and Jefferson for your first Burden and Tootin. Uh, Personally, I kind of like this one a little bit better. And Cam may disagree with me on this one, but Pittman for both of them, older aging wide receiver, good value. I like getting rid of him. Jefferson to me is in a similar boat of I see him in his prime right now. He's got a change of situation with Kyler Murray, which helps maybe offload him compared to to 9 last year. But also, Kyler Murray's never made a receiver shine. So I think he's going to be a hell of a lot better from a point standpoint than what he had last year. But I personally don't see Kyler Murray being like ascending Jefferson back to the number one wide receiver. And so, maybe getting rid of an aging wide receiver at his prime for your first young wide receiver starting running back, good place to be.
Yep, I agree. I'd send the Jefferson trade first, or at least inquire about it first.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm willing to do either.
Yep.
If you're able to get the 101 is going to be just as valuable as Justin Jefferson is right now. or
Yes.
Jaden Daniels is right now. Now, you
Yeah.
might have competition for it, so don't just sell those guys straight up. We want to give ourselves a good shot at a value win. And if you end up at the 102, that's probably going to be more the equivalent of like a late second, early third round pick. That's sort of where I've seen the guys like Tetero McMillan and Carnell Tate go in the past. I know the 2027 class is heralded as being a lot deeper than other ones,
Yep.
but still, it's Jeremiah Smith at the 101, who's going to be like a top 10 fantasy pick as soon as he enters the league, dynasty pick anyway.
Hmm.
But then there'll be a big value drop. So, don't give away the world for it,
Yep.
but I would be willing to take what would be considered a value loss on just a neutral 27 first, because we know that with this team, we can make it a early 27 first.
Yep. All right.
Speaking of, there are a couple trades we're going to get into that give you MRD Mystique's own 27 first back as well.
Mm.
And if you can do that and you can find a way to work that into the trade instead, right? If that's something he's interested in, then I think you should consider that as well.
All
But we'll
right.
move on to some other teams.
So this next one is with Messytron. And Cam, talk to me about his team before we look at the actual trade.
I mean, this guy's got a excellent dynasty team. He's got exactly what we like to see
Thank.
in terms of cornerstones and roster construction.
Hmm.
Super elite at wide receiver and running back for his cornerstones. He's got solid tight ends, both a young producer and an older producer. He's got Kyron and Josh Jacobs as his RB2 and 3. He's got Dak Prescott and Jared Goff. And I think he's going to be feeling a little nervous about having Josh Jacobs as his wide receiver or his running back 3 right now. I would be as a Jacobs owner.
Tough.
And that's where we're thinking about pouncing. I mean, this guy should be contending. There should be no doubt about that for him. And for me, if I was him and I saw the trade of Chase Brown and Justin Jefferson for JSN and what I'm almost certain is a super late first, I think that's a decent deal for me. I mean, that absolutely upgrades his production ceiling. And all he's really giving up is his late first. I mean, yes, JSN to Jefferson is a value down tier, but it's not a production down tier, at least not for the next 2 years.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. Maybe this guy's just the case where he's never going to trade down from his cornerstones, but I like having JSN better for this team than having Jefferson if you can manage it.
Yep.
So I'm willing to do that deal. Coming down to maybe the second most valuable team in the league, we've got Murphy's Law.
Hmm.
So this one is also competitive, but not nearly to the same extent as Messytron. So our goal would be to go to this guy and say, hey, I think we can make you quite a bit more competitive. What have we got proposed here?
I think we've got to start it off Brown and Pittman for T-Mac.
Yep.
Um, reason being here, again, I mentioned Pittman a few minutes ago, so I don't need to reiterate that. But McMillan, ascending wide receiver, young, looks like he's going to be dynamic for quite a few years. So adding value in the wide receiver position down the road, giving up Brown, which good running back, but also offloading one of your older guys. So
But this guy's running back too is Rashad White.
right,
So
so
I
he
think,
needs running back.
to be honest, if it was just this year, just for redraft, I think Pittman and McMillan have the exact same upside.
Yeah.
Like they could both be 16 point per game guys. They could both be 11 point per game guys.
Yep.
And Brown is a huge upgrade to his running back room.
Yes. Yes. So that is one of them. The other one would be Brown and Pittman for second round pick and Olave.
Yep. And this would be just a way to move Olave.
Mhm.
I think he should be more interested in the first option here than the second.
Yep.
But I'd be willing to offer both and then to turn around and move Olave again.
Mhm. So that was Murphy. Then we also have an option potentially to trade with Steerjoy.
I like Steerjoy's team. So Steerjoy may be the only one that at face value anyway is competing with Messitron in terms of just hammers. I
Yeah.
mean, this guy's got McCaffrey, Puka, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, T. Higgins, Brock
Bowers,
Bowers, uh, Baker Mayfield.
Scatterboo,
He
Walker.
has Scatterboot, yeah, Kenneth Walker. So I mean, he's made of points. He also has 3 first-round picks. His own, the one from the lowest value team in the league,
Mm,
and the one from the team that owns your first.
mm.
So I'd like to structure some deals that maybe get some of those first, particularly the one from the lowest value team in the league and from the guy that owns your own first. And I'm seeing a glaring weakness for him at
Quarterback.
quarterback. He has no quarterback 3, and his quarterback 2 is Sam Darnold. Let's get him Bo Nix.
Yeah, you could argue he really doesn't really have a good quarterback too. I mean, yeah, definitely
That
doesn't have
true,
quarterback
true.
3. Really doesn't have a quarterback 2. So yeah, I'm loving it. Bo Nix and what?
Oh, I don't know. What else should we throw in?
Pittman seems to be the the
Eh,
guy of choice.
honestly, that's fine because that gives him a 5th, definitely startable wide
Wide
receiver as
receiver.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So Bo Nix for Pittman and 2 firsts. I think those firsts right now are both mid at worst. Like these
Mm-hmm.
guys are not the top teams in the league. I think the 27 class is going to be loaded at quarterback. So with those firsts, if you were to keep them, you'd be able to get another brand new rookie starting quarterback
Yep.
and another guy. And like I said, this first, one of these two anyway, is going to be from the guy that owns your own first. So if you needed to work that into a deal with him, that may help you get your own
Mm-hmm.
first back, which would just be huge for you.
The other thing I could see doing with this team is Knicks and somebody like Marks, kind of a throwaway running back or lower tier running back, trying to get Scatterboo, good solid young running back, and one of those first round picks too.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be totally fine with me as well. Scatterboo's a nice young running back asset.
Yep.
Any
All
other
right.
guys you see in this league to maybe trade with?
There's there's one more. I would not start here,
Sure.
but I look at what's the team name? 9.
Ha, 9. Love it. He's got a JJ McCarthy
Yeah,
picture as his
love it.
his team's profile pic.
What a guy. But I could see, theoretically trying to do like Brown and Pittman for, I think he has 227 second round picks. Um, so if you're looking just to get draft capital and also maybe trying to pair seconds and move up into the first or something like that, doing a Brown Pittman for his 2 seconds and Judkins. I think the Judkins Brown is not quite a wash. Not next year. I think Brown will be a better running back than Judkins next year, but at least close enough to where it's comparable. And then you're kind of giving Pittman for those 2 seconds. I don't think Pittman next year is going to be worth 2 second round picks. So you're
Yeah,
kind of
true.
cashing in on his value this year.
Yeah, I agree with the spirit of this trade, and I also agree that I would wait until I've shopped Brown and Pittman around the rest of the league
Yeah.
first to actually pull the trigger on it. But yeah, in general, if you get to a point in the year where the productive assets haven't been sold yet, go ahead and do it. Just get younger and get picks for them. But
So
at this point in the offseason, I think you'll have time to sell those veterans first.
yes. Yeah. So hey, a lot of possibilities, you know, a lot of chances to kind of get yourself back on track for future years here.
Yeah, if you can find a sneaky way to get your own 27 first back, that probably fixes the rebuild timeline by like 9 to 12 months.
Hmm.
That's just my guess. You can definitely make a lot of moves, get some small value wins, but if the league is as sharp as you describe, you're probably going to struggle to like fleece people over and over again in a league in a league like this to get yourself back up to contending this year. But with your first, you're certainly back on track next year. If you don't get your first back, let's be clear, you're still rebuilding. You're just not as concerned with if people score points this year. You
Yeah.
don't have to give up a guy to get an injured player that's the same value if you prefer the guy that's playing or things like that. But I would still look to do some of the Jefferson moves. You could do a Jefferson to Tet in a first kind of
Mm-hmm.
move, explore whatever options you need to get the competitive guys, the guys above the line on your grid, your Chase Browns, your Michael Pittmans,
Yep.
um, over and into somebody that's below the line instead.
Perfect. Well, thanks again for sending in your roster.
Yeah, man. Best of luck. Let us know in the comments how it turns out,
Yeah,
any deals you make.
absolutely. Till next time. Hey
See you
guys,
then.
thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you don't mind, like and subscribe below.
And if you want a free roster review, check out the Google form in the description. Your team could be featured in one of our videos. See you in the next one.